Da, 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 da. Hello and welcome to Star Wars Weekend. Grasp your lightsabers and use the Force, Luke. This is good. This is gonna be a good weekend. And for the most part. Oh my gosh, we got one that's gonna be a little. Oh no. But we're gonna start off this weekend with reviewing. For audio heads, we're going to review Dark Forces and Soldier of the Empire. And this is a story, it's like part of a prequel to or sequel to a video game, actually. That's like, that's part of the Star Wars universe. Star Wars Dark Forces was a video game, and apparently I've never played these things. The last Star Wars game I played was the one in the trench with like the little. Oh my god, I'm so old. Oh god, I'm so old. Anyway, like I really like watching people play. Like I got the Knights of the Old Republic, but I haven't gotten started with it. I'm not very good with that, so I guess it's just, kind of neither here nor there. Let's see. This one is about Kyle Katarn and his introduction to being part of the Rebel Alliance, and it has some rather good action bits. Lee? What's your opening thoughts on Soldier for the Empire?
Well, yeah, the audio is based on, because it's a trilogy. It's based on some novellas, which span the gap between two video games. So
that's what I'm saying. It was it was a sequel or a prequel, yeah, to a video game.
It's sort of a prequel to A New Hope, because it's set before A New Hope. So there is some name drops in this, and there is a couple of cameos in this from characters from the original trilogy. I enjoy it. I mean, I've never listened to a Star Wars audio before, so I didn't know what to expect, and I enjoyed this. There's no, for me, as I said, there's no big named actor or actress in this, but they do a good job. And there is certain characters. What's his name? Is it Thrawn? Who's
Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Yeah, but in this, he's only a captain.
He's captain, and and it does talk about the chiss. Yeah, the chiss.
Yeah, so you're getting the beginning of him as well. I mean, I know he's in Star Wars Legend, in the animated things and books and stuff like that, but he's never really appeared in the movies. As far as I know, he hasn't, has he? Not in the movies.
He was mentioned in the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian, that was it. Yeah, he was mentioned, so he might make an appearance in season 3 of that. I don't know.
But he was fully part of Star Wars, Clone Wars, and Rebels. So yeah.
So it was good to have that character there, because I knew the name, but there's some of the names. I mean, mostly die-hard Star Wars fans mostly know where these characters fit into the into the timeline of Star Wars. I mean, but me personally, I mean, Kyle Katarn, this is the first time I've heard of him, and what's the evil the guy? I've had to go online to look at the names. Jarek, he was the evil Lord Jarek. He seems a nasty piece of work. So I'd like to see how he develops in the other audios. But yeah, this is a plan because this is to stop the Death Star being built. I mean, we've had plans of stealing the plans of the Death Star. I mean, this was
Rogue One, yeah.
in Rogue One, but this was written and the audio was from 1997, so this was well before the prequels even came out. But I don't think Rogue One's really written this story off. Because they say the Death Star was not even built. This was just they were looking for the blueprints to stop it being built. Yeah, it was an interesting thing. You had everything really. You had Inventions of Palpatine. You had you even had a bounty hunter in this.
A Rhodium bounty hunter, sort of like Greedo.
Yeah. So I mean, it was what was it? 2 hours. 2 hours split into two parts. And for me, that it flew by. It didn't drag. They used the John Williams score, which was beautiful and brilliant. And also as well, at the beginning of each part, they had the because in the movies you have the rolling
scroll
where the roll, but this one you had to have the narration for it. So you had this guy doing the narration for that bit, which I didn't mind that, because as soon as it started, I thought, oh no, it's not going to be narrated, is it? But no, then it soon went into the action of the story. You say you had droids in this, you had everything, and a lightsaber, of course, beheading of the rebel leader, who turns out to be Katarn's father, of course. Yeah. And it's a similar story. Well, not a similar story, but Force Awakens with Finn being a stormtrooper.
Yeah.
And the character of Katarn being one, and then having his eyes opened to what evil the Empire is, really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that was really something spectacular. Was that whole sequence of events that led up to his defection. And I love how they use the word defection, because it really is like a fundamental betrayal of his training to become a rebel sympathizer, and then a rebel, an actual activated rebel. So, I mean, like, that was really interesting. Go on.
But so then I wasn't expecting, these characters were talking on the viewing deck, just and talking away, and then you found out in the next scene that was Lando Calrissian. I mean, a little cameo. I thought that's a nice little nod to some of the original characters, and then you get Mon Mothma, which you don't. One of the characters you don't expect to pop up is her, because she wasn't really a main character in the Star Wars trilogy. She was just like a background character, really, wasn't she?
Yeah, and they cut out most of her stuff in Revenge of the Sith, and she's got a scene that they cut out of the Attack of the Clones. So I mean, they basically, they shot for her twice a whole, and they cut her out on both times, and you get the Blu-ray, and apparently you get all those scenes back, but I mean, it's just weird.
This story sort of fleshes out the character a bit more.
Yeah.
And I like the way she turns to, I can't remember the other character's name, the other woman, why do they have to have so much awkward names? What's her name? Was it Jan Ors? Was it?
Yeah, Jan Ors.
Yeah, giving her Mon was giving her, the details of the mission. No matter what, if you think Katarn is going to betray us, kill him.
Yep.
it just shows how ruthless the rebels were as well.
Right?
But yeah, I enjoyed this. It did have the feel of Star Wars, because some things don't have the feel of Star Wars. It just has the feel of franchise money making machine. But this did have the feel of Star Wars.
Yeah, and this does have the franchise feel,
Mhm.
because of the soundtrack and because of the sound effects that they use.
Yeah.
They use certain ship sounds and certain certain atmosphere sounds.
Laser blasts and
Yeah, that were right out of the thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed that too. It was deeply exciting. His how he betrayed the empire, how, you know, he had changed his mind about the service that he was offering. And Randall Berger played him, and David Chase played his father, Morgan Katarn, and Mo Collins played Jan Ors, and Chris Forth played Mon Mothma, and Bob Davis played Skorg Jameson, and Lando Calrissian also, and Alan Hamilton played Jarek, and Cale Brown played Mech Odom, and Ken Hiller played the Skrull, and Peter Moore played Slider, and as Captain Thrawn, A-Cee and General Mook, Tim Russell played him, and
yeah. I mean, A-Cee was a good droid.
yeah, Tim Russell is a guy who's been on a Prairie Home Companion. He's an audio effects guy and a voice actor for that show. And so it was good to hear him voicing Thrawn, because he did nail the accent and everything, which was great. You know, Thrawn started off as in the Legends with the Heir to the Empire series by Timothy Zahn, and then it went on, and then he was featured in Rebels, and then some backstory in Clone Wars, and boom, you've got a long story arc for him to slot things into, and now they've slotted another whole book series in called the Thrawn series, also penned by Timothy Zahn. And it's funny that his name rhymes with Zahn, because that's his author's name. Anyway, his name is longer than that though. But you really get that Captain Thrawn is going to become this massive admiral. He hasn't gotten quite the intellect to completely parse out what's happening in every situation yet, but he's well on his way, because before in the Legends, before he was actually an Imperial soldier, he was a soldier for the Outer Lands, where he comes from, the Blue people, and he was a warrior and a leader for them. And so, you know, of course, because of who he was and how much power he had, Palpatine, you know, reeled him in and, you know, fished him out of the water of the galaxy, that he was just, you know, he was ripe for the taking. And so yeah, so that was really fun to listen to that, to see it in my mind. And I really like the work that they did for the Jarek. That was, he was quite evil, quite
And allegedly blind.
Yeah, allegedly blind. It was
Yeah.
amazing. Like he could see, but yeah. And then the other thing was I liked the Katarn family, and I was glad that there was another whole family involved, because a lot of what I love about Star Wars is the fact that it's family stories, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the story of Grogu and the Mandalorian, and they're like father and son, and then there's the story of Luke and Leia and Vader and Shmi and Padme, and they're all a family. And then there's the story of like Syndulla, like Hera Syndulla and her father and mother, and their whole people group. And then and now we've got the Katarn family, which is great, because like just add more families. That's all Star Wars needs. Okay, that's all Star Wars needs. You just need to find a cool people, construct your family, and then write your science fiction story around that, and boom, you got it. That's Star Wars. Anyway, I get so excited, so overexcited about it, and I look forward to this weekend so much. It's going to be great.
Even if it's just going to be me and you. But
It's just it'll be great to talk about this stuff. Even the other bit that we're not going to talk about yet, because the surprise will be to the delight or
it's going to be a surprise to me, because I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh! Anyway, it's gonna be gruesome. Anyway, let's go on to favorite moments. What are your favorite moments about it?
Oh dear, there was so many. At the beginning, we had a couple of troopers talking away to each other, and then there was that started to talk about Thrawn and Jarek. His blue skin, his red, them red eyes, and allegedly Jarek says, "Is he blind?" And then I think it was Thrawn what came onto the comms. Yeah, remember to turn off your comms when you're talking. Better comedy. Also, as well, Katarn gets his ship, the Mouldy Crow. What a great name! It's supposed to be one of the best ship in his fleet, the Mouldy Crow. But,
it's like a pirate ship. That's what I thought. I just that ship in the Doctor Who story of Enlightenment, that's all a pirate ship in space.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
What else is it? Also, when Katarn meets up, he meets up with his friend. I can't remember his name. The guy who's got religious views and has that from the Empire.
Yeah.
We'll meet in the Blue. Is it the Blue Moon? Blue Harvest Pub or Club or something like that. And what band's playing in there?
Oh, Good Fortuna.
What was the name of the band? They're destined for better things. And I'm sure it was the same band who was in Return of the Jedi. What were they called? Anyway, I'm positive it's the name of the band. So I just like the little nods. I mean, a lot of hut. The word huts was used a lot as insults to people.
Yeah.
I just like to say the TIE fighter assault on the was it the Mouldy Crow? I think it was at the time, but Katarn wasn't piloting it. It was the woman who was piloting it. That was a good scene. But to me, it adds to the excitement, and the story is, as you say, with the soundscapes, the effects, the music. It drags you in. It brings you into the Star Wars saga.
So well, yeah.
So good. So well. I mean, this is 1997.
Yeah.
So that was really 1990. Was that the Star Wars? That must have been the Star Wars Wilderness years,
Yeah, so to speak.
so to speak. Yeah, 83 to 99. So yeah, and so I mean, I never knew these audios existed.
Yeah,
So it's good to
neither did
discover
I.
these. Good to discover these. So yeah, they're a few of my favourite moments. How about yours?
Yeah, the TIE fighter fight against the Moldy Crow was great. The Janors flying it, and then the droid Slider, and then the other droids, the other droid A-Cee, A-Cee whatever 3 or whatever. They were great, and
Hopefully,
yeah,
hopefully in the next part she does go back for A-Cee.
yeah, I know, right?
You can't just leave him there.
No. And then there was and another one of my favorite moments was when Lando Calrissian was offering to play sabacc with those guys, and that was like, it was it was exactly like he was in Solo. So like that was a fun thing, was like this connectivity with even Solo. Yeah, wow, good stuff. Yeah, and Kyle Katarn, like how he was beginning to feel the Force, and like I
Oh yeah,
loved all of that. I loved all of that bit that he was like, getting connected with the Alliance, and also getting connected with the
that is in this story. His father is the one of the rebel leaders, freedom fighters, and he sends his son off to the Imperial Academy to better his life. You're thinking, wow, the rebel leader sends his son to the Empire.
and his son was like, he was decorated.
Yeah,
He was on the fast track. I mean, for crying out loud, um, when Thrawn, when Thrawn pays attention to you, you're doing something right, because there's nobody more imperial, more of a great admiral than Thrawn would be in the future.
but it's
Anyway,
like
so
it's like when what's the character, Jarek, when Katarn was getting his medal and all that.
yeah,
He
right,
touched Jarek touched him, and I think that was the Force Awakening in Katarn, because he had this vision. He didn't, he just sort of zoned out,
right,
but Jarek knows he's got the Force, because Katarn's father wouldn't give anything away, so he was killed. The next in line is his son. He'll get any information out of his son, and even try and turn into the dark side if he can.
right.
Um, but to have your father as a rebel leader and not even know. I mean, and there was supposed to be a close family as well. He
Yeah,
loved his father. He loved his father. His father loved him. I think, wow, he must have hidden it well.
yeah. I think that is so reminiscent of like the French people in World War II. Like the father would pretend to be, loyal to the German soldiers that were there, and yet there would be like he would not be, and
Yeah.
oh my gosh, yeah. So I really liked that bit too. That was great.
Mm.
And and
I
then
was
he
I was
was,
I was surprised at the way Jarek. He just wasn't taking any nonsense. Just lightsaber out and just beheaded him
yeah,
straight. Just straight away. I thought, wow, that because I thought the father might have been in it a bit more, but how
yeah.
ruthless. I like Jarek already. We need him
Yeah.
in this. We need him in this group.
He would be a great commentator on other things.
Dear
And
me.
Jarek was Jarek like one of Palpatine's apprentices or something?
He was one of his. Well, he's Lord Jarek, so you're looking at sort of the same league as Count Dooku, aren't you, or something like
So
that?
another one of his like apprentices or
Yeah,
whatever.
acolytes.
Yeah. So much for the rule of two. I just think the rule of two was just like kind of sprinkled in there and then flushed down the toilet.
Well, well, maybe there's only two at one time.
No, there isn't though. There's always more than two because uh they whilst you know he was trying to convert Anakin, he had Dooku, he had Maul,
Yeah, but
he
rules are there.
had
Rules are there to
Ventress,
broken.
and he had all those ones that were going to end up being the Inquisitors
Mm.
that were going to hunt
Well,
down.
well, Jarek is an inquisitor.
Is that what it said?
It says Lord Jarek brackets inquisitor. I'm sure it did.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, so okay,
Yeah, inquisitor.
all right. So that's what he was. Never mind. Like then that makes sense. I didn't know what he was. I just didn't know. Anyway, it was yeah. So then he would have been one of the major forces of hunting down Jedi's. So of course then um that's what triggered
He lit the blue
um
paper.
Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any other thoughts about this?
Um, Not really. As I say, it's just the way it just feels like official Star Wars. It to me, listening to this, you had the voices of the stormtroopers as the voices of as they should sound.
Right?
As you say, you have the you have the cat, you have the music playing in the bar. Just also, it's just Star Wars. You have the TIE fighter noises. You have the lightsabers. You have the laser blasts. That's and then you have a good story.
Yep.
You put it all together. It gels so well.
Yep.
And this is only part one of a trilogy.
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
So yeah, I think that we'll continue and we'll do the rest of these stories as we go. I'm glad you liked it. And so what would you rate it out of 10? And
well,
what's your final say then?
um, I do recommend it because I didn't know what this was going to be like going into this because I never knew Star Wars audios existed. I know Doctor Who audio exists, but not Star Wars.
I didn't
And
either.
for 2 hours, because that's what it was, roughly 2 hours. It's split into two parts, so you can take a breather after an hour, or you could just stop the playing and take a breather whenever you want. But so you don't have to sit.
Good cliffhanger also between them.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's definitely had the Star Wars feel for me, and the characters. Seeing as I've only met them in this audio, I got to like them straight away. Because sometimes in some of the movies or whatever media you're doing, you just don't warm to some of the characters. This one, I warmed to them straight away. So they did something right there in the writing and in the acting. So for that, yeah, well, shall I? Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10. 10 Moldy Crows out of 10.
Nice. Well, let me read you the let me really quick read the crawls for you. There's a time of rebellion across the galaxy. Small bands of freedom fighters have come together to form an alliance to resist the tyranny of the Galactic Empire. On 1,000 worlds, the struggle for freedom has begun, dividing star systems, dividing planets, sometimes dividing father and son. On a moon called Solon, orbiting Solus, a man called Morgan Katarn feels himself torn apart as the specter of civil war looms across the galaxy. While his son Kyle is receiving his education at the Imperial Academy, Morgan has secretly joined the rebellion in hopes of leading his people to a more prosperous future. But Morgan Katarn soon learns the bitter truth that the Empire's minions tolerate no resistance.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. I mean, like that was a great crawl anyway.
Yeah, as I said, you could just imagine it going up the screen.
Right. So it wasn't really narration. It was the little yellow letters in the middle of the starfield.
Once he started it, because first when he started it, I thought, oh no, please, not narration. Because you know me in narration. Oh,
I know you in narration. Don't.
Then I realised this was the beginning of the. Which I thought, well, good on them. They've even got that in there.
Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, I will. I'll give this 10 visions of paper and blue and the open starfield out of 10. I really loved how we became connected to the force. I love that movement towards
Well, that was Jarek. That was Jarek's fault.
That really was. It was entirely his fault. And I because I didn't know that he was an inquisitor while I was listening to it, I thought that he was like Sith, and so I was I had this other thing that I thought that maybe like the dyad or whatever that is that thing where one thing it has to be there for the other thing to be there, kind of situation, but it was really cool. And so with that, we will say, may the force be with you, and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell. You will give us a like, and you will share this widely.
These are the droids you're looking for. No, that's
these are the podcasters you're looking for. If you'd like to join us, please get in touch with Lee. Because we could always use more faces.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, I know the Jedi mind trick only works on the weak-minded, so I hope that we get some weak-minded people joining up or watching these. Anyway, thank you for watching.
She builds you up and then she just pulls the rug from under you.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Anyway, and yeah, may the force be with you.